right. Okay. I think we are live. I think we're looking good. How's everybody doing? Do we have anybody in the chat yet? Let me just adjust my microphone, get it pointing towards me. That will be a little bit better. But how is everybody doing? This was a super last minute stream. I was not expecting to go live today. But as you guys saw, Arcade1Up decided that, hey, we're doing the Arcade1Update episode 2 today at 6 o'clock, which is 15 minutes from now. So just how we always do, this is going to be the pre-show. Then we're going to watch the whole thing live together and then obviously talk about everything that they talked about in their video in the after party here. So we already know they're going to talk about the Companion app, which is the new app that they launched today. Where's my phone? Here it is. And my room is upside down right now, guys. I'm in the middle of a huge remodel, or not like a huge remodel, but I'm just moving things around. So like you don't even want to see the mess that is surrounding me right now. It is crazy. You got a little bit of a preview of what I've done behind me with that Pokemon shelf. But yeah, so I was not expecting to be doing this today, but nevertheless, here we are. So we have the new Companion app that Arcade1Up launched today. I messed with it a little bit earlier while I was at work. But because I was at work, there wasn't like too much deep diving that I can do to it. If you guys have the Companion app, make sure you guys add me. My username is the Toy Room with no spaces, so it's just capital T, the capital T Toy, and then capital R Room. The Toy Room, all one word. Let me just pull up my profile here. Yes, okay. I am over 16 years old. I don't know why it logged me out of my account. Now I gotta log back into it. So hold on 1 second. Turn my brightness on my phone up to invalid email. Why is that? Did I spell something wrong? There we go. Okay. So just logging into the app right now. But yeah, so like I messed around with it a little bit. And I really like. It's a cool app to have, but I didn't really see anything in there. Right now, it doesn't even look like it's loading. At least for me, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, for me, it's not really loading. Oh, here we go. Okay, just loaded up. So yeah, I mean, you can add the cabinets in your collection onto here, and which is kind of cool. I only have 4 cabs myself, and one of them isn't even available to add on here, which is the original Street Fighter cab. So unfortunately, with that, I'm kind of screwed with, but. It's cool. You click on it and you can see like the games that are included in that specific cab that you own, and then you can get like tips and tricks, which is a really nice feature. I will admit that. And yeah, so you click on the game that you have. It gives you little tips and tricks. I'll probably do a video kind of doing more of a deep dive, like a dedicated video, if that's something you guys are actually interested in. Looks like we got a couple comments right now. Delano Dave says, congratulations to you and your wife, baby on the way. Man, I appreciate it. I didn't think that was like any content you guys would actually want to see, but I put the video out on it anyways, and the amount of love and support that I've been getting for you guys is absolutely amazing. So thank you to you, but also to anyone else who's ever said their congratulations about the baby or whatever the case may be. I really do appreciate it. Mad Astra Gaming says that he likes the app. It has some useful features. So yeah, like I said, I haven't really got to like deep dive into it, but I really do like the gameplay tips and tricks features. I think that is actually really cool. And then what else do you have? So you have the game layout. So it just kind of tells you the specifics about that game. Let me go back and see. Like, honestly, I'm just doing this live with you guys because, like I said, I haven't had a chance to really dive into it. So let me go into Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And another thing before we start, I want to check to see if there are any possible updates, which I always forget where the heck this is. I think you have to hit the live button. There it is. Check for an update. Nope. So still no updates. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 still has not gone live yet, for online at least. So that does suck. But maybe they'll make it live during their presentation. Okay, so anyways, going back to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the app, game layout. So I mean, it just tells you like the actual what button does what in the game, which I don't find that useful. Gameplay tips and tricks. So, oh wow, okay, so that's actually really helpful. So for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I mean, they have an entire like move set for every single character. So that's really really good, really useful. So in that aspect, I do like it. It's quicker than having to, let's say, go on Google and Google like a specific move set or anything like that. So that is really cool. And then interesting facts. I mean, it's cool to have in there. So yeah, these tips and tricks are actually pretty useful. So I like that they have the whole move set for every single character in here. So that's really nice. Yeah, I don't know what else. I know some people have added me already earlier in the day. I got a couple friend requests already. Community friend. I got 2 friend requests. So if you guys want to add me, this is my account. Let me just zoom in here, see how well you guys can see that. There we go. So that is the account, the Toy Room. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the screen, but the Toy Room. So there you go. So definitely add me on that Arcade1Up app. And we'll see. I don't know exactly like what adding me does. I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I can chat with you guys. Yeah, actually, yeah, I can just send messages to people directly on the app. So I mean, that is kind of cool. So if you guys wanted to like challenge me online, I guess, or something like that, you can send me a message on the app, and then when this game or whatever other game is online, yeah, so that's a really cool feature. So that way, like, a Man Cave Germany just added me, so I'm going to accept your friend request. There we go. You have the same fold. You have the same phone, the Fold. Yes, this is a Samsung Z Fold. This is the Model 3. It's not the newest model, but it's fine. I didn't really feel the need to upgrade to the Model 4. So yeah, Z Fold 3. I love this phone. Watching YouTube and everything on here, or just even simply using apps like this on this bigger screen is so cool. And then having the ability to just do that is pretty awesome too. So yeah, so the app, it does look promising. At least, like, I like that we can chat. It's a good way of keeping the community engaged. So I like that we can chat with each other. And then I'm still trying to figure out, like, the whole high score scenario. I think there was a way to see people's high scores, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that was a rumor. Like I said, I haven't really dove into this that much. But so we know they're going to talk about that. They're also going to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now it's gonna be interesting because I don't know what else they can possibly say about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't know if they're gonna say that they are still working on it. So Garage Gamer, you actually just asked a question that I'm about to answer right now. So my hope is that they're going to say Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online is live now. I think they're gonna do a shock drop. Maybe. Hopes, like, I don't know what else that they could possibly say about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I'm really hoping that they do some kind of shock drop and just say online there's an update that's going out right now during the show, and then after the show we'll be able to play online. If that's the case, I'm going to be very happy, but I'm also going to be kind of mad because then that means I have to play some online with you guys, and the stream is going to go longer than I anticipated. And I was, like I said, I was not planning to stream today, but it's okay because I really do love when we get to do these streams and we all get to come together as a community and just talk to each other. I really love doing that with you guys. Mad Astra Gaming says click on a certain game and then choose leaderboards. Okay, so let me try that. Hold on one second. Arcade1Up. I'm just gonna do Pac-Man, right? Because that's a game that should have like 1 million people on the leaderboards. So click Pac-Man. Oh, there it is, leaderboards. Okay. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So once you do that, it brings you over here, and you can see the top 3 people, and then also the top 10 people as well. So the top score is -1, which actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe is a subscriber to the channel. That name sounds very familiar, and I feel like I see you in the chat sometimes. -1 has a score of 999,990 on the OG Pac-Man. That's crazy. And then Dave88 has 839,670, and then third place is nowhere even close. Third place is KK Pac-Man that has 230,240. So wow, I mean, third place doesn't even have, I mean, I guess you have a chance, but you got to do a lot of grinding to catch first and second place. Garage Gamer says, maybe announce that you can buy the deluxe cabs. That would be cool. I mean, we do know that the deluxe cabs have started to kind of trickle out there. Some people have been finding them in California. So, I mean, they probably... I don't know. They probably will mention something about that. I don't know if they're going to say that they're necessarily available right now. But they did specifically mention in their post that they are going to talk about the companion app. And they are going to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So, they didn't mention anything about the deluxe specifically. Doesn't mean that they can't talk about it. And it looks like we got just a few more minutes. So in 2 minutes, I'm going to put up the streaming screen here so we can watch it all together. But how are you guys feeling about this companion app? I've already seen a few people that said they love it. I don't think too many people have got to dive into it yet just because they dropped it randomly this afternoon. And I think a lot of people like myself were at work. But, you know, I'll mess around with it. It's cool. It's nice to have. And it's a good way, at least from what I've seen so far, to keep the community engaged and, you know, just having the ability to message someone through the app. Having the ability to check high scores and leaderboards and see the top 10. You know, it's a really cool feature, and it kind of adds, you know, hence the name Companion App, it kind of adds another layer of online capabilities that these cabinets already have. So, I know when Marvel vs. Capcom 2, when that goes online, that's going to be cool. And granted, yes, when you go back to the main menu of these games that have online, you can see the leaderboards there. But maybe you're not home, maybe you're on the go or whatever, and you just, you know, maybe you want to see that top 10 on your phone for whatever reason. Just having the ability to do that on the go, I think, is actually a really nice feature to have. I'm just going to boot that back up. Steve Sale, don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi, James, always enjoy your content. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you and everybody who watches my contents, especially because, you know, I don't really get to make content as much now as I would like to because I got so much going on in my life with work and obviously the baby on the way. But, you know, I do really enjoy doing these streams, especially getting to watch these things live with you guys and have, like, a genuine reaction live and then talk about it after the fact. It's some of my favorite things to do here on YouTube. I just like getting the community together. And I'm just going to load the browser up here. 1 second. Yeah, so I'm going to change the display now. Alright, so here I am. I gotta adjust my camera angle ever so slightly. Yeah, that should be good. So on the right hand side of the screen, what you guys are seeing is the chat for Arcade1Up's video. That's not the chat for my video, obviously. That's just to see what everyone's saying in the comments. And then obviously you have Arcade1Up stream right on top of me here, and then you have me over here. So let me just switch back over to this screen. Let's see how long or how late Arcade1Up is going to start, because they also do have a habit of starting late, which is always pretty funny. So let's see what we got, and then I'm also going to mute my microphone once it starts as well. So let me pull that up so I can do that. There it is, microphone. Okay, cool. So I will mute it as soon as Arcade1Up starts. So as in for sale. Okay, so I said it right. Steve Sale. Got it. Steve Sale. Alright, I'll never forget that again next time you comment on one of my videos. That's a good way to remind people. But yeah, so hopefully Arcade1Up starts directly on time. I'm hoping that they don't start like a few minutes late, because that's typically what they have a habit of doing. So, you know, we'll wait and see. But so yeah, I think they're going to give us... I don't know if they're going to give us a full breakdown of the companion app, but I think they will kind of mention it and at least mention the key points of the app. And as far as Marvel vs. Capcom, the only thing I can think of is it's going to be one of two things. They're going to tell us that, you know, Panic, boom! Look at that. Okay, so round. Tiger uppercut. Tiger uppercut. Tiger uppercut. Finish it. You win. Sub-Zero wins. Fatality.
What's up, everybody? The Arcade1Update Show is back. It's myself, Travis MCP, here with D-Mac from Arcade1Up. We are back to leak everything. We're leaking everything today.
What we haven't leaked yet gets leaked right here, right now. We're getting ahead of everything.
I'm telling you, man, at this point, just whatever. All the games are coming out. So anyway, we have a lot to cover today, a tremendous amount of things to cover today. And at the very end, we have pretty incredible news about something that some people have been asking about for quite a while. But for now, we have a lot to start off with. So let's just dive right in. D-Mac, speaking of leaks, about a couple of weeks ago, everywhere on all of the YouTubes, the deluxes started coming out. Now, we talked about the deluxes in the March video. We said they were coming out this month sometime, but people started getting them, and you can't order them. Well, how did this happen?
Right. So we actually didn't know the answer to that up until very recently. Our distribution partner has informed us upon receiving partial shipments that a few of them have been tampered with. The seal on the container has been broken. They're currently auditing how many machines are missing, but it would appear somebody has gotten into our containers early, siphoned a few machines, and it's now made its way back into the community. I'm not pointing any fingers. I saw P-Dubs got his hands on one earlier. I love you, buddy. But if we see security camera footage with you and a crowbar on one of our containers, we're going to have some issues. Joking aside, totally kidding. Yeah, we ran into some issues with a few leakage. But the good news of all of that means that they are arriving very, very soon. So stay tuned on that one. Probably within the next 30 days, you should be able to get your hands on those puppies.
Okay, so because that's the next question. A lot of people are like, listen, this is great. They look great. I just want one. How do I get one? And you're saying the next 30 days, you should be able to buy one from wherever. Where are they going to find information about that?
Yeah, I would just go to our independent product pages on arcade1up.com, click that sign up to be notified button. That's going to be probably the first or second place to be notified. The other option to be notified is going to be our app, which we recently just launched. And I know we have a special guest to come in and speak a bit more about that very shortly. But there's going to be two ways to find out about this information. Of course, notify me on our website, as well as downloading our app in the App Store, in the Google Play Store, and downloading that Arcade1Up app. Don't forget to leave a review upon your experience while using the app.
Yeah, by the way, there's a link in the description. If you've not picked up the app, it's in the description. We're going to talk to Emily here in a second, because that actually is exactly what I was going to ask next. On the outside of that box was a QR code for an app that had not even been talked about, really. We had the deluxes that shouldn't have shown up, and then all of a sudden the app kind of gets leaked, and then it shows up yesterday. So I guess we just need to answer some questions about the app. The best person to do that is Emily from Arcade1Up. Emily, very nice to meet you. Welcome to the Arcade1Update Show. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Lots of questions. I would love for you to tell us more kind of in detail about the app. Some people are like, why an app? Like, what's the point of this thing? So please.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys. I'm usually very in the back end, working on projects. The first time being like front facing. So be nice, guys. We've been working on that for a while now, like for more than a year, because there was a lot of efforts and thoughts that went into it. We wanted to create a way of bringing very modern things that we don't have with retro cabinets back on the table, and being able to obviously create that line of communications with our community, and also for users to be able to talk between themselves. And so that's where the app came in, and how we started building the features was to make sure we were starting all that cool stuff that the people have been asking for. Obviously, I want to make sure that you guys are aware this is the first iteration, so we're not planning on stopping there. We want you guys to download it, use it, obviously put reviews onto what you think and recommendation on features. The goal is really to evolve this app into what we want it to be. So let's dive into the features that are present nowadays, and why we made some of these decisions, and how we're going to change that moving forward. But first of all, it's available on iOS and Android. Everybody can have it, except if you have some restriction in your country. And it launched yesterday. That was really exciting to see, because even if we didn't do a lot of marketing yesterday, we just kind of like did it really smoothly. And for some reason, we still had many people noticing that were probably on their cabs yesterday and got the pop-up with the updates that came in like a few weeks ago. So that was really exciting to see. Something that already a lot of you noticed, there's only the standard size arcade cabinets featured on the app right now. Don't worry, we're planning on adding like pinball machine, countercades, and all those products moving forward. But we had to start somewhere, and our existing standard size cabinets are already very big library, and obviously most of those have online features, which countercades and pinball don't have those features, so they're not going to be able to benefit from the full capabilities of the app. But I'm going to dive into this a bit later. Also, another really cool thing that if you register your product on the app, you're going to be able to get a 3-month extended warranty. Obviously, this is applying to the 90 days existing ones that nothing is changing there. It's always been 90 days. And then got now connect my online cabinets. So this feature allows you to basically pull your personal cabinet information into the app. So I'm going to try to speak into not too technical terms, but that will pull your placement in the leaderboard, for example. So for people who do not have an online cabinet, unfortunately, this is not possible. And also for some of the cabinets that we have, it's not available yet, such as like MVC2 Ridge Racer cabinets. This will come later. But for those who have it available, you're already seeing it in your cabinet. It's in your account. And if you scan the QR code, you will be able to basically pull your information on your app, share your personal score on social media, and all that fun stuff. Extended warranty, pretty cool feature. Now you can just scan your serial number on the back of your cabinet with your phone, and no tedious entering of numbers and letters. So that's one easiest way to register your cab on the app. Leaderboards. So as a lot of you already noticed, local cabinets, unfortunately, it's not possible to pull information from there. But even if you have a local cabinet, you're still going to be able to see the leaderboards of online cabs. So that's where you're going to be able to see the leaderboards, placements that are changing. And if you connected your cabinet to this to the app, you'll be able to see your personal placement moving ups and downs. My games. So that was a lot of work, guys. We worked with several people to build on this feature. We have more than 150 games content added to the app, so make sure to check that out. We have even like Justin Wong, our beloved Justin Wong, helping with Street Fighter games and all fighting games to make sure he tells all his secrets and tips and tricks. So make sure to check that out and be the best and go out the leaderboard for that. Obviously, some games have way more content than others just by design of that specific games. And also, if you don't even know how to play a game that's on your cab and that you've been like selecting others in the past, you can just check out the section to be able to kind of learn about it and make sure you make the most out of your machine.
Which includes move sets for certain fighting games. I love that.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And also one last thing on the game section, you also are able to see when you look for a game, what cabinets have this game. So let's say you really want to play Bad Dudes, you can go into this game and see the arcade game, the arcade cabinet that Arcade1Up has to offer that we had with that specific game. So that's also a cool feature that we have if you want to check that out. My cabinets, this is just to build kind of your game room. You're going to be able to see the cabinet that is in your game room, associated game list with it. And we also brought all the digital version of the manuals into the section. So if you lose it or spill beer on it, you're going to be able to check that out from this tab. And also connect your cabinet, extend for registering for an extended warranty if you haven't done that yet, all from this section. News. I think something that was long time due is the patch release. We have different filters in the news section, so we're going to be able to post a lot of different content, early product announcement, anything that's up with Arcade1Up, when we have a live, when we have anything interesting to tell the community about, including patch updates. It's really something that I think you guys have been waiting for, so we'll be on top of letting you know what's happening there. Community. So I know it might seem like a pretty standard community feature for now, but don't worry, we're really planning on building onto this section. We had to lay out the base and like kind of hear your thoughts about this app and really decide what we want to do next. But here you're able to look for all Arcade1Up users that created an app. By the way, you can put your profile private if you don't want people to find you, but if you're public, people can look for you and filter by cabinets that you have. So let's say you want to have like new friends playing NBA Jam, you can select in a filter NBA Jam and just find people that have that same cab and organize a play dates or anything that you want to chat about. We really want to build on that feature. I'm kind of like sneak peeking like some of the things that we want to do, but obviously we want to build some tournaments, batch system eventually with that. So stay tuned.
So I've had this app for a couple months, and this is some of the coolest parts that I like about it. But I noticed everyone that got the app yesterday, a whole bunch of people started adding me, and I started to wonder, what's the total number or the maximum number of people that can add you as like friends or whatever? Is there a max number?
I mean, do you have a max number of friends in your personal life?
I got like 3.
Well, no, there's no max number in your friends list. You can have as many as you want. Obviously, I'm assuming people are going to be selective, but there's no limit.
Just out of curiosity, before we move on, would it ever be possible to do like voice chat in this thing? Like if you wanted to voice chat for some reason, like playing a game, smack talk someone or something?
So that's something that's in the backlog of the things that we eventually want to look into. I cannot promise any timeline or when and how we're going to make that happen, but obviously it's something that's under scrutiny by the team. I know it's been asked and people will be really excited about it and speculating on why that audio jack is in the cabinet, but if we do it in app, I don't think the audio jack is going to have anything to do with it, by the way, but anyway, we're exploring this. Notification. I mean, make sure to have your push notification turned on if you want to receive notification. Obviously, we're going to try not to harass you too much. You're just going to get notified when you have a message, a friend request, when there's a news post out there or any cool stuff that you need to be aware of. And then we have like some rhetorics through shop, contact customer service, warranty information, and just basic account settings and all. And yeah.
Well, I mean, it was great. I'm actually excited for it. There are some really cool features there. I do want to encourage you to all check it out. But there's a tournament coming up this Thursday on this channel, and might as well bring up the man himself, John Dizzle. Tell us about this tournament coming up on Thursday with you and UAG.
What is up, everybody? I'm so happy that the app is finally out. Really, this is one of our ways to be able to directly communicate back and forth with our community, our friends, our fans, and within each other, within ourselves. So one thing that we are happy to announce is there will be our first ever official Arcade1Up online community tournament. Now, this tournament is going to be on this Thursday, March 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The featured game will be Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. And in order to sign up, you have to, of course, own a Big Blue, a Yoga Flame, or Shinku Hadoken. You got to download the companion app. You got to send John D, me, a friend request and message me with your Street Fighter 2 online username. There's a fake John Diamonin out there, so I'm going to delete that account soon. Don't message him. Message me, John D, okay? I want to make sure that you're legit, okay? And then there are a couple other steps to enter the tournament. Definitely download the app. All the information to sign up is on there on the community section. Okay. We're going to be limiting the entries to 45 contestants, or else it's going to take 2 days in order to finish the tournament. So it's first come, first serve. The winner will get a Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe cabinet. The ultimate winner will get this beautiful cabinet. But there's more. There is more. Wait. The top 16 people will get basically a digital certificate award, a basically social media graphic that has your name and your placement, so you can show it off to all your friends on social media. As well, the following week, all the winners will be posted on the community section of our app. So I'm very happy to do this. UAG is helping me out with the tournament organization. We'll probably have some, guest hosts here and there. Moat might be there, some other few people. But anyways, come join us. It'll be fun. Make sure you download the app for more information.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that love free things. I love free things. And there's going to be a raffle for free things. And it seems like it's pretty easy to get free things. I'm going to bring on a very special guest. You may have heard the name before, J-Lo. Great. Wow. Jeez. It's Justin. Never mind.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on the show. So yeah, we're going to be doing something really interesting this time. Now that we launched this app, like we were going over, it's a big time for A1Up and advancing the evolution of the product. And right now, if you download the app as of right now, running up all the way to April 4th, you're going to be entered in to win a deluxe cab. And the runner-ups, we're going to have up to 50 people that are going to be getting gift codes for an additional $25 off while they're shopping on A1Up.com. So all you have to do is download the app, and your name's going to automatically be entered in to win this raffle. Now, one thing to add to that. If we hit our 25,000 downloads of the new A1Up app by April 4th, when we announce this initial winner of the raffle, we're going to be adding an additional 3 deluxe cabs to the raffle offering, and we're going to double the runner-ups to an additional 50 people. So that means if we hit 25,000 downloads by April 4th, you're going to have 4 deluxe cabs and up to 100 runner-ups that are going to be getting these gift codes. So like you said, easy to win. Just download the app, and you're going to be entered in to win automatically.
Free stuff. I'm all about that life. Love free stuff. Well, in the meantime, thank you, Justin, so much for coming in and giving us free stuff. I think if I drop you now, you've just won the day. Like everyone's just going to like you because you gave them free stuff.
Don't drop them yet, everyone. So Justin is new to our company, but is helping us with our marketing efforts. You can see a lot of great things coming from the marketing department this year. We call him J-Lo, but he looks more like Ben Affleck, by the way. So I just want to say that. And thanks, Justin, for telling us about this raffle, man.
Been my pleasure. And like I said, it's easy to get in. So hopefully everyone enjoys the contest and the competitions that we're setting up the app. It's exciting times over here.
All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of Q&A about the app, and then later on, we're going to do a general Q&A that people can just ask questions and we'll just answer them. But for right now, if you have questions specific to the app, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll grab those real quick. We'll do just a couple of them, and then we'll move on to some of the questions that I know you guys and gals are waiting for. I know I'm waiting for. So let's get into it. If you have questions about the app, go ahead and put it in the chat right now, and we will pull some of those up. Let's see. So here's something interesting. So I bought many. This is not app related, but kind of. I bought many apps the last 3 months. Always registered and assembled. Do those auto convert to 180, or do I have to re-register using the app?
Yeah, no, that's something that we need to build in one of the next iteration. Like the database on the website and the one on the app is separated. And so you're going to have to register on the app again. Unfortunately, I know it's not ideal. We're really looking to solve that in the next iteration, but we had to prioritize what to go live with, and that was not part of it. But just re-register on the app. It's super quick. It's super efficient with the scanning from your camera roll. So that should be fine, but I'll have to do it again.
Will group chat be a feature?
It's in the conversation. So obviously, guys, as you use this app, please make sure you review it and you love it. You give it some love and usage because we were going to cherish it and build on it. And if that's one of the features that you really want to see, we'll be working on that.
Great question here. When will pinball be added because they need that extended warranty?
Having a slight problem. Well, I don't think the time that we will add all of this, your problem is going to be resolved, but I'm sure our customer support team will be helping you with that. But yes, the idea is to add all of our Arcade1Up products into the app eventually. So the answer is yes.
We'd be able to sort stats from your friends.
It's also in the conversation. It's something that we really want to do. We just have to figure out the way to do that, but definitely something that's in the backlog.
Cheat codes, I think, doesn't like the NFL Blitz section have like the cheats and stuff on it? Maybe
interesting. By the way, if any of you want to help with content for the app or have any ideas or suggestion, we actually had a lot of the existing community helping us with that content. So make sure you reach out to us and we can add those if something is missing. But yeah, cheat codes are usually there in the app when available. If they're not there, please let us know and we can just walk through adding that.
Can you register Gen 1 apps?
Yes. Not sure why this question is there, but yeah, all the classic cabinets should be there.
Link is in the description of this stream for iOS and Android. If you can't find it, all you have to do, description of this video, the link is there. One more question. Let's see. And then before we get to the last couple of questions, does the app listen to my conversation and record my dreams?
No, it doesn't. We wish so we could anticipate your behavior and what you dream the most to sell it to you, but it doesn't work like that.
That's awesome. Well, Emily, thank you so much. JLo, thank you so much. You guys can hang out with us if you want. If you want to drop, that's cool, but we appreciate you and all of your time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. So let's get to it, DMAC. I'm not letting you off the hook, man.
Uh-oh.
So back to the deluxe cabs. Obviously, and I can't believe this. I'm going to be real honest with you. When I saw this, I did the face slap. In the deluxe cabs, which shouldn't have even been out, there was a page open in the manual and it shows, ta-da, look at what's coming out, Fast and Furious. What the heck? This was not something that was on a lot of people's radar, kind of came out of nowhere. Now there's a bunch of talk about it. What's the deal? Is that coming out like soon or something?
So for titles we've yet to officially announce, we cannot yet discuss. However, if we were to say discuss a title that we've yet to announce, we would be doing so in the summertime of 2023, most likely.
Okay.
Nothing's official.
That's
It's just like officially official.
Nothing's official.
There's a gun to my head behind this camera, just so everybody knows.
And a bunch of lawyers.
And the same answer for deluxes. So deluxes are still, we're going to learn more about that in the coming weeks. So there's no real release date for deluxes either yet, technically, right?
Pardon me?
There's no real release date for deluxes specifically yet, right? We just know that they're...
No. I anticipate within the next 30 days, but if people keep breaking into our containers, it might delay it a couple of weeks. Who knows?
All right, let's get it.
Give us a break, guys. You guys got enough out of us, all right?
Yeah, Matt Asher says he has to look through all the shipping containers now. Yes. Okay, so let's get some questions from the community and figure out what's going on. Here's a good question. Are there any specific plans to release deluxe cabs overseas for your international fans, specifically Australia, the Upside Down?
Yes, we are currently trying to fix the time gap between releases in America, specifically North America, and then the rest of the world. Currently, there's about a full fiscal year delay between when America gets it, when the rest of the world gets it. Sometimes it doesn't even make its way to international markets. We're trying to reduce that window between 3 to 6 months. That's an ideal situation. However, supply chain, all these things, no guarantee. So deluxe probably will make its way to international markets. There may be some licensing implications. Certain titles may or may not make it, but the idea is to reduce that window. So you should see a release rough and tough between six months internationally once we release something in North America.
Can you explain this to me? This happens sometimes. Why was the casino cab removed from the website? Is there something going on?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I actually don't have a real answer for that. I think what's happening right now is we're going back and forth on the actual nomenclature of the title and how we're announcing it. I think right now it's casino. We might be changing the name of it. So we're making some small changes, maybe to the product images and the name. The images may not change, like the actual product, but I think we're re-looking at the name of it right now.
This one might be for you, John. Do you think they're ever going to be sit-down racers?
I won't say never. I think we're focusing on the uprights, and if we do a sit down, we want to make sure it's as comfortable as possible.
Hypothetically, if you were to release a new title this summer, how many games would it have? In other words, and look, let's answer the question. What is your minimum amount of games you typically are putting on a cab? That's a reasonable.
More than one. How about that? There'll be more than one.
Okay. Let me nail you down on this, because there have been releases of expensive cabs with one game. Are you saying that is no more?
Wait, that's a pretty general question. Are you saying
Well, you
we're
said more
ever
than
going
one,
to release
Tom.
it?
You said more than one. So what's going on?
So
Tell
there's
me.
definitely okay. Look, for this hypothetical cabinet or cabinets in the future, right? There'll be more than one game on them. Now, will there ever be any future cabs that only have one game on it? Yes, when it makes sense. Possibly. So I'll do a hypothetical, right? Say if we do a 720 cab and it's an XL or something, and that could be the only game if the other game makes sense for it. Again, just a hypothetical. Don't say 720 XL confirmed. But no, like for this year and for the foreseeable near future, more than one game.
All right. A lot of people, this is so funny. We were talking about this before the stream. Any chance for new apparel on one?
Yes. So there is. We are planning to. I kind of sneak peeked. I believe in a previous That One Up show, a design of upcoming shirt with a somewhat revised logo coming soon. So yeah,
I think Ben Affleck was advertising some potentially new logos.
That's right. Ben did have that.
Yeah.
So if you like that shirt that he was wearing, you can press a 1 in the chat, and if you don't like it, press a 0. Anyways, but yeah, we're looking for more apparel, cool ones that you can wear.
Are risers truly dead?
Risers will make a resurrection in the year 2023. You have my word.
Yeah, and let's talk about this. The reason why there will be risers, because we have different categories of products and different price points, right? You're going to see cabinets with a very with an entry level price point without a riser, right? So there can be need for risers, for those, and then of course we have our, one piece designs and everything else.
Yeah, like the whole strategy for Walmart this year basically is like everyday low price of like a $2.99 machine, and they'll carry risers in stock. So you'll be able to kind of build your own if you want to match them with a riser, without a riser, whatever you want to do. And then other retailers will have deluxe model and maybe other sizes and formats later on in the year.
We kind of talked about this in March, but like movements, are we going to see any movements from a movement that started from the community? Are we ever going to see something like this actually come?
Of course. Dragon's Lair started from this community. Are you kidding me? I was around in that year. Was it 2019 or when was it? I saw that petition, you guys. You got my CEO to call us and force this down our throat without any choice or say in the matter. And then I think it had a hard time even selling after the fact. So thanks for that, by the way, guys. Yes, of course. Of course, we see these movements, keep supporting them. They get on our radar. Eventually, it gets big enough. Scott sees it, and then we all got to do it in a good way. It's a good problem to have. He's super engaged.
Seeing lots of ones. I'll get that merch.
Let's get that merch.
Okay, so real quick, let's just, we kind of talked about this brief. We didn't really address this clearly. Why do you not sell replacement parts for cabs out of warranty? And let's talk about the warranty thing with CS. Has something changed in the policy? We didn't exactly dive into that real quick.
No, nothing has changed within our 90-day warranty policy. Okay. Of course, when you download the app and you're within warranty, you get an extended one. But after the warranty, if there are parts that you need and they're available, they'll be available for sale, including shipping. And then also there will be cases that we look at for, some odd things happening with the cabinet or unique cases. We'll evaluate from a case-to-case basis on that. But nothing has changed from our official 90-day warranty.
All right. One more thing, Kill the Riser. There is something else we need to cover real quick before we start to wrap this up. There was an email that went out to influencers that really caused a lot of churn in the community. I think it needs to be addressed in some way. So whoever needs to address this, can you address what that email was about, what happened, all that sort of thing?
Yeah, the email is for a pilot influencer program that we're starting. It's very new, and it's basically to create promotional videos. This is intended for people outside the gaming community to help grow our audience. People who participate in this new influencer program will be under NDAs. The NDA is meant for people who have product before they're released, and so to basically respect embargo dates, and that's basically it. Our process for sending reviews out to our community content creators has not changed. We do not give any special messaging or tell people what to say or not to say, and to make sure that the objectivity is respected. But also, if you're a content community member and influencer creators, you are influencers. But if you want to participate in this program, say like you want to do an unboxing video or show off your man cave, feel free to sign up. But that's the purpose of this.
All right.
And we continue to work with our content creators for reviews and everything as such. And those people won't be under NDAs.
Yeah, I think the problem was some of the wording was kind of, people didn't understand the wording and wasn't sure if it was kind of standard fare. Are you looking at that wording? Is that
totally? I'm close to this one too with John. So basically, we've hired a new partner. They're working on some outreach for us. Full disclosure, we're going back and forth on what that messaging should be. Some stuff went out a little prematurely. Totally a mistake on our end. We acknowledge it. Onwards and upwards. Everybody has the right to free speech. We're not trying to hinder that. So, just want to be very clear. It was a mistake. We acknowledge it. We'll fix it. It won't happen again.
Yeah, just one of those things that it was weird because there was always one thing after another, and it was a very confusing.
There's people in this community that I've personally reached out to for reviews. No strings attached. Take it. Give an honest review. I want to hear it. Tell me your opinion. We just need unboxing videos to help us support a launch. Any of those people who I've worked with are free to show that email. Like, I'm not worried about any issues. Like, that's not how we normally do it. There are certain things that will require an NDA, to John's point, on stuff that hasn't been launched and things that are yet to be announced. But that's it.
Anything you want to add, John?
No, that's it. I think we probably need to do better to make sure the wording can't be interpreted in a wrong way. Yes, we're looking at the language. This is a fluid program. We're just starting it, but we're going to engage with people within our community as well as people outside the gaming community.
Okay, we covered a lot of stuff. I think we've answered a lot of questions, but there's something that I needle John on this on a weekly basis. John knows this. I've gone back and forth with him about this one thing in the community that just is like this big elephant in the middle of the living room. And it's kind of frustrating. And for me, I even told John, I don't really even want to do this stream if we don't address it. Mm-hmm. And that was there an update to the MVC2 online? Now, I am on the beta. I've been playing it for a while. It's pretty dope. What's the deal, John? Can you just tell us what the deal is?
Give us the deal, John.
Well, to give you a close estimate, I know we go through this every 2 weeks, and I keep saying, okay, in another 2 weeks, we'll find out. How about tomorrow? So tomorrow, we will have our MVC2 official online update, our first version of this. And if you want to know exactly when it drops, you need to download the app, because the app will have the first communications of when the patch drops for MVC2 online tomorrow, and hope to see everyone there playing. I'll be on there. You can body me because I'm not so good at that game. And then, we'll continue to collect feedback, during this week. And we'll have another show on Monday, March 20, right?
Is that Monday or is that a Tuesday?
We're going to do another show on the 20th. Yep. 20th. MVC2 hype in the chat, people. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so we'll have a deeper dive into the technology and the process behind Marvel vs. Capcom 2, as well as talk a little bit more about the Infinity Game Board and maybe some updates on the deluxe cabinets.
So hopefully the community is excited about this. To me, I specifically wanted to wait till the end to talk about this because I knew that people they were going to ignore everything else if they talked about it. They're going to go, let me turn my machine on. We had to get through everything else, which is important. This And yes, it does have spectate, just like all the other ones. Yes, it does have spectate. There are some aspects of it that we'll go over more in depth next or on the 20th. So make sure you are subscribed here. If you're not, you need to do it because we're going to talk really in depth about that. We're also going to look at the feedback that you guys have for MVC2 Online. MVC2 Online has been freed. For better or worse, finally you got it. It's done. Sure, should have been here earlier. I 100% agree with you, should have been, but it's here tomorrow. So for those of you that were going to work tomorrow that I'm sure are all going to get fired because you're not going to go, salute to you. Everyone else, I guess maybe I might even see out there getting my butt whooped. By the way, I'm glad this is getting out because as part of the testing, I had to play like Justin Wong, NPC2. It was a nightmare. Like
you're just in the air the whole time, aren't you? He's just like,
it was terrible.
We don't even drop.
At least it was fast. It was like 30 seconds each time. Like, anyway.
Man, I thought I was good at just regular like Marvel vs. Capcom until B-Kong whooped my butt at an event. And he was like, disclaimer, I'm not that good. And then he just wipes the floor with me. So I'm
game.
Like, I wonder what that makes me if he's not good and he wipes the floor with me. But yeah, I feel that. I feel that pain.
Yeah. This is a good question before we go. Will the app have deals? That's actually a good point because there's those scammy websites that come up, and if you have one place to go for deals, that's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, we're working on those features for sure. So what we're doing is we're gathering all of the feedback and then figuring out what the fans want, what the next wave is going to be. But having deals on the apps, yes, that's something in the roadmap somewhere down the line. Mm-hmm. And also. Yeah. Before we end, I'd like everyone to download the app, play around with the features, and also, give us a rating, and that helps out our development team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank you. We want to thank you for joining us. And without the community, there is no us. The 20th, we'll be back, obviously, to talk about MVC2 and then some other things that I'm sure you all have questions on. So for John, D-Mac, listen. Finally, we got to do it. I feel like you and I have been talking about this for months, John, and I'm glad it's done. I'm so glad.
Me too, man. It's here, and we'd love to hear the feedback from everyone. There is an official Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Facebook page. You want to give feedback over there, that'd be great. And again, we'll address more next week.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
There we go. All right. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Let me just go over to the comments. How are you guys feeling? What are your thoughts on that stream? I will admit the first half, especially the super detailed stuff about the app, was very slow, very boring. Definitely could have been, I think, condensed a little bit more, made shorter. But how are you guys feeling about that? I'm having a lot of issues with the app ever since they officially announced it during that stream. It seems like everybody's either on the app at the same time or something, and the app either keeps kicking me out or just shutting down on me. It logs out my profile. So it's gonna be interesting, but I do want to. I made a list of notes here, and I do want to kind of go point by point about all the different topics that they talked about, and kind of give my opinion, and then also hear your guys' opinions as well. And obviously, because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was the last thing they talked about, it's at the bottom of the list. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to make it as long-winded as them. So obviously, like I just mentioned, they talked about the app and all the features that the app already had. I don't think it was anything that we didn't already know or that we didn't talk about pre-show. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward there. The only thing is that the app is noticeably slower now that so many people are on it and downloaded it. So, right before the show, I was using it and it was working fine. And as soon as the stream started and they kind of put the social media blast out there and everything like that, now it's kind of crashing and very buggy. So hopefully there is an update coming with that. So I know some of you did add me on the app. I've been trying to accept some of the requests. It's just not letting me accept all of them because I can't even get into it, but I will accept it in due time. Now, one thing that I did want to mention is, I think her name was Emily. When she was talking, she mentioned something about having the leaderboards for online in the app and things like that. And she did mention, obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Ridge Racer don't have these online capabilities yet, but they are coming down the line. Now, I don't personally have the Ridge Racer cabinet, so I don't even know what the story is with that. But does Ridge Racer not have online? Was it advertised to have online? Is that something that maybe she just misspoke? I don't know if I'm like deep diving into that too much, but it seems like Ridge Racer may be getting some online capabilities, maybe some co-op play or something like that coming down the line, or not necessarily co-op, but you know how you can link the cabs together and race with each other. So I don't know if that's something coming down the line that she kind of just randomly dropped out there, or maybe I'm kind of looking into it too much. If you guys go back and rewatch what she was talking about you know, Ridge Racer and Marvel's Capcom not having those online components yet, but those will be coming down the line. I don't know if she just misspoke, if I'm diving too deep into it, I don't know, but it was something that kind of caught my ears as I was listening. Another good thing that the app has is the news feature, which I think is very long overdue. It's just another way for Arcade1Up to put news out there, which I mean, they could have done that before on their social media platform, so I don't know why they had to create a whole new app in order to do that. But it's good, you know, that they are, you know, going to be updating the app with different news things, whether it's like, hey, there's a patch out for this game today, or you know, this got an update, or something with this is on sale, or whatever the case is. Granted, it's stuff that they could have done before, but it's nice to see that it is coming into the app, so I do like that feature. It's just another way for them to stay engaged with the community. Now the tournament that they have going on, I was actually pretty surprised with I guess the physical prize of having a Mortal Kombat Deluxe cab for the winner. I think that is really cool. Honestly, something that also should have been done a long time ago. But it is really cool to see that they are going to be doing tournaments. Now, one thing that's been driving me crazy, you guys know that I have the Arcade1Up headquarters down here in Miami. I visited their headquarters. They used to be open to the public, and they shut down, and I'm not really sure why. They had like interns there for the summer, so they had the staffing, but now they don't have the staffing, or I don't know if they laid off the staffing or whatever the case may be. But I never understood why they weren't more generally available, open to the public. They didn't really like advertise it that much, but it seemed like the perfect thing to have open on the weekends and like host tournaments and all these other events that they could have done there. And I really wish that they would kind of capitalize on that a little bit more. I even messaged them the other day to see, like, because they shut down for like to the general public, and I haven't been able to go back in months, over 6 months at this point, and it's really killing me because they're so close to me. They're 30 minutes away from me, and I want to be able to go back and tour their facilities once again. But then I also wanted to like kind of host events there with local people in the community, but I never got the chance to do that. It sucks. So I really hope that they do these online tournaments more often, but I would like to see them open up their headquarters also and do like in-person tournaments as well for everybody locally here in the South Florida area. But yeah, the prizes are pretty cool. The winner gets a Mortal Kombat Deluxe cab, and I think the top 16 people also get like a certificate that you can post on like social media that says like you came in second place, third place, whatever it is in this tournament. So I think that is really cool. So they had to tiptoe around the whole Fast and the Furious situation. If you guys saw my video yesterday, you kind of see my take on that Fast and the Furious cab that got leaked. But they kind of had to tiptoe around it because it's not official yet, so they can't legally or officially speak on it yet. But they did hint hypothetically if there was a new cab coming out that they would talk about it around summertime, which obviously means Fast and the Furious. I don't know if it's going to come out in the summer, but they will talk about it in the summer, and more than likely it'll have like a summer release date at some point. So I guess we'll have to wait another 4 or 5 months, probably somewhere around there. Is it 4 or 5 months? Yeah, no, more like 3 or 4 months to see what goes on with Fast and the Furious. But I am very much so looking forward to that cab. Not that I think I'm going to pick it up, but I am excited. Anything Fast and the Furious, I'm a huge Fast and the Furious fan, so that is exciting. And he did mention that also it will have more than one game on it. So I know there are different versions of the Fast and the Furious arcade game. One's more of like the original trilogy, and one is some of the later movies. So it will be interesting to see if it's just going to be 2 different Fast and the Furious games, because they're pretty much identical, I think, besides like maybe the cars you can drive. But other than that, they are pretty identical games. So it will be interesting to see like what exactly comes on there. Maybe it'll be the original Fast and the Furious arcade game and then something else completely random. I don't think Cruising USA or Daytona USA would be on there, but you know, maybe it'd be another racing game. I have no idea. Jason says app just kicked me off, says too many connections. Yeah. So it's just so many people trying to get on it. Hopefully they kind of patch that up where the app can handle that much load. But also, I don't think there will be that many people using the app at one time as there is right now, because it is live and freshly talked about. Nissan Sylvia says, sorry I missed the show. What's the update on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online? Stick around. I got a couple more points and we're going to get to on that. They also mentioned about the casino. This Casinocade was just like suddenly removed from their website and like never talked about again, even though they announced it and revealed it at CES. I think they are maybe they talked about possibly changing the name, so maybe they want to take like casino out of the name to maybe not make it look as like a gambling machine. I guess that's the only thing that I can kind of wrap my head around as to what they're going to be doing and why they would change the name from Casinocade to something else. What else they would call it, I have no idea. But that's my guess, is maybe some people, there was some backlash about them making like a gambling machine, so they had to change the legal name about it. That's the only thing I can think of. They did mention that they are going to have some apparel coming, which is awesome. I would love to have some Arcade1Up merch. Arcade1Up t-shirts would be good for my videos, and I know some of the other YouTubers that have done work with Arcade1Up in the past have some merch from like E3 or CES and things like that. I have not been lucky enough, other than visiting their Miami location, to have like direct contact with Arcade1Up, and the couple of times that I did have some things in the work with them, it kind of fell through. So I don't know if I should say fell through, but they never followed up with it, so I never followed up with it because I don't want to be that person on YouTube that's like begging them, you know, let me get free cabs and let me do this and that, whatever. So I just, you know, I let it go. It is what it is. Maybe I need to hassle them more and hassle DMAC about it, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. Also, it was really interesting that, you know, Dave was talking about Dragon's Lair and how that started as a petition in the community and so many people wanted it, and then it ended up not even being that much of a high-selling cabinet. And that's kind of what I was referring to in my video yesterday when talking about Fast and the Furious, and why I think it makes much more sense for them to release Fast and the Furious over Cruisin' or Daytona USA, because Fast and the Furious has a much bigger mass appeal to not only gamers but also non-gamers, car enthusiasts, you know, people like that, where it has the potential to sell way more cabinets than having a Daytona USA or Cruising. That doesn't have the mass appeal. So the average casual person shopping in Walmart is not going to pick up Daytona USA or Cruising USA, but if they see Fast and the Furious, just because they have that nostalgic tie to the franchise, whether it's the original movies or the current movies, or if you're a car guy, you're automatically into Fast and the Furious one way or the other. So you're gonna have, as a casual person, that much more of an interest in picking up that cab. So I feel like that's what happened with Dragon's Lair. So you have to look at Dragon's Lair as kind of like the same thing with Cruising and Daytona USA. It's going to do well for the people who want it, but for the casual people out there, it's not going to sell that well, so the numbers aren't going to be that great. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's a lot of noise in the community from the people who want it, but outside of that, there's not going to be much interest in it. Anyways, moving on. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, finally, we got the announcement. Online is dropping tomorrow. And this is bittersweet for me personally, because I could stream with you guys online, finally, right? But I have to work tomorrow. I have to work both jobs tomorrow. So I'm working my day job, and then I go work at Target for like a couple hours in the evening. Of course, this is like the one day that I could work, or that they called me into work, I should say. The one day in like the last 3 weeks. And of course, it would be the day that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online is dropping. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play online with you guys tomorrow, which, you know, it sucks. But definitely some point this weekend, or maybe even during the week if I have time, we're going to get some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online. So I'm going to get destroyed. I already know that I am. I'm a casual gamer. It's like, I'm not like a hardcore, you know, the best gamer ever. I just play to have fun. So I'm probably going to get wrecked by you guys. But just out of curiosity, I just want to check to make sure that it actually, you know, drop the online randomly. Nope, still up to date on the latest version. So, there we go. So yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online tomorrow. They didn't specifically say when, but if you have the app, as long as the app is working, you should get the notification once the online goes live. Or I'm sure check your social media accounts as well, because they'll post it on their social media. Super Dimensional says, oddly, I too am wearing a Halloween shirt today. Yeah, this is a really sick shirt from Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. So, and I'm not even like a big Horror Nights fan, but I love the design on the shirt. So I went ahead and picked it up while I was there for Halloween Horror Nights. Or not, I wasn't there for Halloween Horror Nights, but I was there during the the time of Halloween Horror Nights, if that makes any sense. And then the last thing that they mentioned was they do have another Arcade1Update show on the 20th, which I believe is a Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check the calendar. Yeah, next week, Monday, they're going to have another update show talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online and all of that. Travis MCP says we should have... Oh, Travis is the host for the Arcade1Update show. What is going on, Travis? I appreciate, you hosting that show and asking all those questions. I feel like this was a much better show this week than it was in the previous one. Not anything like different that you did, but I think we got a lot more information in this show than we did in the last show. But, Travis, do you have any idea if it's going to drop at midnight, or is it just going to be like in the middle of the night? Any idea? Because if it's at midnight, I will easily be able to play it, but if it's at any point tomorrow morning, I'd have to wake up super early to play it, because if not, then I'm working both jobs. But I can probably check it out tomorrow night when I get home. I don't know, but I'm working pretty much 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow. Gonna be a long day, but it is what it is. Anyway, so the Arcade1Update show on the 20th going to be going more in depth about the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Online aspect, maybe a little bit of why it took so long type of stuff. Yeah, that was everything. That's everything on my list. So it was a really good show. I think we got a lot more information than we did in the previous show. So I'm looking forward to see where the next episode is going to go. I do feel like the beginning of the show talking about the app was very long-winded, but I get it. Travis says he thinks 2 a.m., but it could be any time. So I'm going to check at midnight. If it's there, it's there. I don't think I'm going to go live at midnight, but I will actually get a couple matches in if possible. And I know everybody's going to be updating or refreshing their cabinet every 2 seconds from now till tomorrow to see when it goes live. But yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I don't know if you guys have any final questions for me. Make sure you guys add me on the Arcade1Up app, as long as the app is working, because it hasn't been working for the last hour. But it's the Toy Room. That is my name with no spaces in the app. So I'll type it in the chat right now. Hold on, I can't see the Toy Room. There we go. So that is my username spelled exactly like that in the Arcade1Update app. Or the Arcade1Up app. Jesus. Sylvia says, where do you get the Arcade1Up app? You can either download it on, if you have an iPhone, on the Apple Store, or whatever the Apple Store is called, or if you have an Android, on the Google Play Store. And what I'll do for you, I'll actually drop the link right here in the chat. Hold on 1 second. So I will drop the link in the chat, so you can actually download it. You can download it right there. You just click on that link. It gives you the different options for either Apple or Android, and you can download it right there. So guys, be sure to add me. And thank you guys, like I say at the end of every stream, thank you guys for coming through. I enjoy being with you guys, hanging out as a community, talking, and obviously watching all the latest and greatest Arcade1Up news, or Arcade1Up updates. So many different little Arcade1Up things. I got an Arcade1Up update, Arcade1Up app, so many things. But anyways, Travis, again, thank you to you for hosting the show, as well as also coming through to my stream. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already. That's going to help me out a lot. Add me on the Arcade1Up update. Oh my god, Arcade1Up app. Add me, the Toy Room, and hopefully I'll be able to check you guys out on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at some point during this week. If not this week, definitely this weekend. So stay tuned for streams for that. And I think that's all of the nonsense that I have to get out of the way. Nissan Sylvia says, thank you. You're helpful as always. Amen. I appreciate you. And, anything I can do to help out the community. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. As always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.